Hey guys, it's Amber and I am getting ready to work on my day 23 project. I'm going to be working on the back of this day 22 piece with all these film strips. So the back is pretty clean, but I'm going to be duplicating all of the see-through windows and this heart on this transparency here as well. So this will probably go here. I have all my pieces lined up here in the order that they're going to go in. I might change the hearts around a little bit. We'll see. These are the three that I'm going to go with for my film strips here. The holly is from Allie's kit, and then the green is as well. The red is from Studio Calico. So I had purchased those over the fall, I think, knowing that I might want to use something like this in the December daily. So those are going to look like that. All the photos and pieces are going to be in there. On the right hand side of the page, hopefully you can see this, I'm going to have a journaling card here from the 3x8 journaling set. I have the green one here, and I've got my journaling printed and ready to go on there. And to the right, I have the photo. So the story is going to be about my family's Christmas in Florida. Today was the day that I FaceTimed my family and opened my presents from them, and they had posted some photos and stuff online. But when you're FaceTiming, I forgot to take any screenshots. I didn't have any photos of me opening or them opening, so I just thought it'd be a nice way to honor it without, you know, skipping it. So I just talk about how hard it is to be away from family and then what my mom did give me for Christmas. So I've done a little bit of work here in advance. Obviously, I've made all my decisions. I even have already added my adhesive to the back of the film strips just to make it a little easier while I have you on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started with that. So the photos that fit inside these openings are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And as you can see, I cut them out with a white base around the outside so that I could have something to attach them down to. But be really careful with removing adhesive here because it like rips off the color. But I can see white showing through on the right hand side. There we go. It's such a bummer that that happens. There's not really any room for error. I have them pretty much sized exactly to the window. Okay guys, I'm speeding things up here. So I'm just kind of just attaching everything down because I have everything so prepared. Just getting the photos tucked underneath the film strips there. Used 1/8 inch score tape along the sides. I struggled a little bit with seeing everything through these because these were lighter colors than the ones that were on the other side. They were like a dark blue, red, and black. These were lighter, so you could see a lot, but unfortunately there wasn't much I could do about that. So I briefly considered using a piece of vellum with some polka dots in between where the two numbers were going to be, but I ultimately decided to use that little scrap of plaid paper that I had left over from the previous day from Heidi Swap to help put a divider there. The green's a little bit darker than the others. It's more like a sprucey blue kind of green, but it's going to work just fine. I didn't really feel like digging for more patterned paper, But I could have tried to, move the number to another block or something, but I like the way it looks with the plaid behind the number from the other side, so this is a good solution. So yesterday when I had done the other side, I struggled with getting the adhesive down. So I decided today to just go ahead and put all the adhesive on the film strips in advance and then adhere them just to make it simpler, even though I was using a lot more adhesive this way. I decided I wasn't worried about it. So I'm just kind of doing everything in production here. Putting all the photos down. Now I'm putting all the adhesive down, and then I'll put all the embellishments down. Because I had already done all the decision making in advance. So, using that 1/4 inch score tape along the sides. And then I'm getting ready to adhere the first one down. So I actually adhered the inside piece. That way I had room to feel with my thumbs and make sure it was along the edge. Because sometimes putting something down on the edge is harder. So I was able to move it around and then push down, if that makes any sense. So then I lined up the other sides of the red once I had everything lined up, and I was pretty happy with the way these went down and came out. Everything looked like it lined up pretty well, and you couldn't see the frames from the other side, which is what I was mostly concerned with. So now I'm just putting the pieces kind of where I had originally laid them out. I do end up switching 2 of the hearts. And I considered leaving this back of this star from yesterday white, but I put a red one in there. And then I'm going to use some 1/8 red line tape to adhere the chipboard star down. These were the 2 middle pieces from the set that was available. Really like how that came out. I still have a couple bigger pieces left, but I've used quite a few of them from the nesting stars. So here I'm working on the hearts, just deciding where I wanted them to go. I stuck with all white background ones, but totally different patterns, whereas the previous days they were all the same color scheme. These kind of are too, but they're just very different. So what I had done before I started was add adhesive like I did the previous day with the 2-inch scrapbook.com adhesive. So the entire heart is backed in adhesive, and then I'm going to peel the back off, and then I like to back them on white so that they really stand out. I couldn't have them be translucent, especially with being white, because then you could see everything going on from the previous day. So this was a really good solution for that. I'm really liking using that adhesive because it's like running it through a Xyron machine, which I don't have, but it just puts adhesive over the whole back of the heart, so you can't see any at all, instead of just like a little bit or trying to use like a roller adhesive or something. So here I'm taking a sticker from the sticker sheet that says the magic of Christmas, and I'm putting it on that black and white tree heart. And I didn't realize that when I applied the heart the previous day that it's very crooked, because I lay it down here. It looked straight, but when you actually put it down, it looked so crooked. So I had to peel the sticker up a little bit and try to straighten it out because I couldn't really move the heart. So I tried to correct it visually by just applying it down differently, but it's definitely on there just a little bit crooked. So there I'm using the Happy Heart die cut. That's from one of the 11x8 papers. And then the tree, which I thought was really cute because I was doing pictures of their tree and decor. So the wooden stocking is from the wooden set. I used red line adhesive to attach that down, I haven't done so already. And then the last thing I'm doing is just attaching the numbers. I did take a moment and just look at it once everything was finished, and I attached a couple gold puppy stars and a couple green chipboard hearts, which you'll see in the photos at the end, just to help provide some more color and some balance and keep things from being too plain. And I also put some gold puppy stars on the right hand side of the layout just to help pull the design through. So there I'm adding that happy heart quote bubble. I used some pop-up dots. This is the only one that I used them on. Everything else I left flat because the page is already so dimensional from having foam squares on the previous day. So now I'm moving to the right side of the page. I'm just getting the matte sticker paper down. So I lined it up so that I could do the bottom and the left hand side, and then I would just cut off the right hand side, and then so I peeled the bottom off, attached it down, got that mostly down, and then I put the top on. Sorry, hard to say. And then I smoothed it out the best I could. I repunched the holes so they'd be a little bit bigger, and then now I'm just trimming off the photo from the paper. That is a 6 by 8.25. That was the only dimensions I could do where the whole tree and scene was in focus, not cropped off, I should say. I had room to go all the way up to 7.25, but it made the photo too wide dimensions wise. So I'm adding a little bit of 1/8 inch red line tape to the back of my journaling card. I'm going to peel that release paper off, and the way I put this down is I lined up the photo with the edge and then flipped it over, and that gave me a very straight line instead of trying to line it up blindly. So I was happy with how that came out. For some reason it was a little bit longer, so I just needed to trim off the edge to make it nice and smooth. And happy with how it came out. I'll leave you with a live look of the finished product in just a moment. Okay guys, all finished here with this layout. Very happy with how it came out. I had a little issue here with a tiny bit of water got on here and it smeared, but I'm not redoing it. Ended up, you know, everything's red and green. I originally thought I was going to go with more blues, but they weren't the blues that are the color of the kit. So it does look very red and green and then blue on this side. So I tried to pull some gold stars over and the green over to help match it. But overall, happy with how it came out. I was able to duplicate almost everything except this one here. I just didn't have any quote bubbles that went the right direction or the right shape or the right sentiment or color. So just went with that one that said happy heart and cut off the quote part. And yeah, other than that, the only thing that I was considering trying to cover up, you can see my score tape on the transparency, adhering it to the clear transparency, but I don't think there's going to be any way to hide it. I was looking at washi tapes and stuff, but I just think introducing more patterns would just make it look very chaotic. So, I will see you soon for day 24. That's going to be the beginning of our big trip that we took. And I'm excited to get started with that and try to play with all the same products, but in a Caribbean style vacation. I'm not going to try to do our whole trip. That would be impossible, but definitely a couple pictures each day. So I will see you for day 24. Thanks again. Bye.